Hey Curtis, how you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
Doing pretty well. I guess first off, just want to ask you about Manny Diaz. How excited are you to get him in the building? Have you talked to him yet? What's that been like?
I'm really excited. I actually watched one of his linebackers. I forgot the name, but it was number 52 a while back. I thought he was really good. So I feel like it's a great addition for the team. I feel like he knows a lot and he'll bring a lot to the table. And I'm excited to see how it's going to work out in the
Yeah,
spring.
I felt like it went good. I got
Daniel Galen.
got a lot of experience.
Hey Curtis, how you doing?
Just
How you doing?
Doing well. What were those couple of days like where you lose Brent Pry, who was your defensive coordinator, position coach, and then you have someone like Manny Diaz come in? I mean, what's that like for you personally to kind of go through that change?
It was just a couple of days, a lot of conversations, talking to my pops, talking to Coach Franklin, talking to Coach Pry. He's telling me hang in there. So it was tough because Coach Pry was a big part of my recruitment and a big part of really Penn State for me. So it's going to be a bit of a change, but I'm ready for the challenge.
Opportunity to get back out there,
Andrew Dustin.
get on the field.
We talked earlier today with Coach Poindexter, and he mentioned how didn't necessarily know Wayne before he was
I was excited to
now
get out there.
stepping in a little bit. How has he kind of helped out in his program since being his D coordinator?
It's just been him kind of watching, getting a feel, trying to see what players can do, what players can't do, and he's been giving me a couple of little pointers, and that's really been helpful for me. So I could tell I could tell he's a great football mind. He knows a lot about the sport and he's experienced. So I could tell that's going to help translate my game next year.
Learns it in and outs of
Mark Brennan.
I feel really comfortable.
Curtis, I know you played mostly that Stam position, but is this an opportunity for, pre-bowl to maybe move you around and get an opportunity to try some of those other spots?
I hope so, because when I first came in, Coach Pride told me, he was like, "You're gonna learn all three and you're gonna like it." So I pretty much learned all three of those positions. So I'm ready to play whatever. I told Coach Franklin, throw me in whatever position you need me. I'll just get me on the field and I'll make it happen
Yeah,
from there.
I'm grateful to have him back, and
Joe Smeltzer.
decision he made, I would have, been excited for him and happy.
So obviously, Coach Franklin has talked about the
knowing that he had an
importance
opportunity to go there.
of
It's a great
Brett
opportunity
Pry's
for him and his
replacement
family.
being similar in style
I'd be
and
really
in
happy for
scheme.
him,
How important is
he
that
decided to
for
stay.
you as a
They
player,
did,
being one of the guys that's just
I'm
going
really excited
to
to keep
play in
from
that
him,
scheme that Coach Diaz is going to bring, and how that might be similar or different from what Coach Pry had?
Obviously, it was pretty important for me for it to be similar because I felt like Coach Pry's defense was a defense that a lot of people could thrive in because it's not built off one person. Everyone has to be accountable. So I feel like Coach Diaz is going to bring that same type of mentality in here and just hold everyone accountable, and I like that.
Andrew Dustin.
One thing that James Franklin talked about during his press conference about what attracted him to Manny Diaz is how his teams at Miami, they generate a lot of tackles for loss. I know that's one aspect of your guys' game that you guys did a pretty good job of last year, but how are you looking to, under his direction, maybe work on that for next year?
Obviously, you can't focus on trying to make the big plays. You got to focus on doing what you got to do to win. But I feel like that's a big aspect. Like tackles for loss changes the game. So if we can generate more of those, we'll win more of these games. So I feel like that'll be important for us.
It's been all
Max Ralph.
Hate to keep grilling you about Manny Diaz, but just to piggyback off of that again, it seems like his teams have always kind of had an identity. He started the turnover chain. He likes to play that aggressive style, get the turnovers for loss. You're somebody who's told us that you laugh at people when you tackle them.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you'll fit into that kind of identity?
I feel like it's a mentality thing, and he sees the mentality that we already have and the standard that we already have at OBU, and he wanted to be a part of it. And obviously, one of the first things I told Coach Pride when he left was like, the standard's not changing. I'm still gonna expect greatness from the young guys. Still gonna teach them, coach them, give them everything they got. So give them everything I got too. So pretty much, it's just about keeping that standard and keeping that with Coach Manny Diaz.
Just hearing his resume.
Mark Brennan.
Schematically.
Curtis, who is actually coaching the linebackers now, and what has Coach Diaz's role been at practice? Coach Franklin said it's kind of observing, kind of soaking stuff up, but from your perspective, how's that working out? Thanks.
Yeah, we've been working with Coach Lord. He's been really good help for that, because he pretty much has been the outside linebackers coach all year. So I've been working with him every day. So I get to see what the stuff he has to say, how he coaches, how he does that. But now the whole linebackers get to experience that. So I'm happy for him. But Coach Manny has just been out there giving pointers, telling guys like stuff they can do to make their game better right now. Just like as like a helping hand for real.
Yeah, both take
Daniel Galen.
Obviously.
Curtis, when you think about your time working with Brent Pry, what's the number one thing that stood out as playing for him, or a big lesson you took away from getting coached by him?
The biggest lesson I got from Coach Pry is confidence. That's really the main thing that told me coming into this season is like, I'm doing everything right. I'm getting to the ball, I'm making plays, but you got to be confident and like play with a different kind of swagger. And that's really what I felt propelled my play this season, is because I just stopped doubting what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know all of that. And he just instilled that confidence in me for real.
Will Pegler.
Hey, Curtis, thanks very much for taking the time this morning. Apologies if you've been asked this already, but what's it been like preparing for the bowl game so far? Obviously, didn't get that opportunity last year. So kind of what excites you most about that? And
really
what have you learned from it so far?
It's exciting, man. It's the first time experience for me. It's been pretty fun. A lot of the practices, they've been a little more competitive. Now that we're out of the general season flow, we're getting back to that competitive spirit. So that's been good. It's also been really good seeing the young guys step up. A lot of them are getting more opportunities now because we're resting the older guys. So I'm been really impressed with what I've seen from the young guys.
We're out here to reach my goals.
David Eckert.
A lot more work to do.
Hey, Curtis, appreciate the time today. Coach Franklin was telling us that Coach Diaz kind of just been soaking things up and had a conversation with the defense about what he saw and maybe what his takeaways were from practice after he didn't observe anything. Do you remember anything from what he said there and what his thoughts were moving forward?
He didn't really talk to us, because he talked to us about before the practice, kind of introducing himself, giving us a sense of how he's going to be as a coach. And I respected it. I like him as a coach. He's a good person. Seems like a good dude.
I'm really
so
excited.
That's really what we got from them. But
to be part of that whole experience. And
Daniel Galen.
Curtis, on Wednesday, we saw you on the signing day stream, getting the chance to welcome in one of your former high school teammates. What was that? What's it like to get to be a part of something like that, and to have someone like Denai coming in to join this program?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It was surreal, because I remember I was doing my signing day and PJ and Vaughn came up and did it for me. So yeah, at this point it's tradition. We're gonna keep bringing the McDonough guys in. We're not gonna stop. So, but I'm super proud of Denai, man. I got to see him work since he was a freshman in high school. So I'm just extremely proud, and I'm just ready for him to come up here and make splashes like I know he can.
Will Pegler.
Did you know a lot about Manny when you guys found out that he was going to be hired as the next DC? And if not, did you do any research and kind of see what kind of stood out to you in his time coaching so far?
Yeah, well, I knew who he was, because Miami was a school, although he didn't offer me, it was a school I looked at, because who doesn't look at the U? You got Ray Lewis coming out of there, all the people coming out of there. So I knew who he was, but I didn't know he was going to be the defensive coordinator. So when he was hired, it was a bit of a surprise, but it was pretty much a good surprise. I got to sit down and talk to him. learn some things about him. He got to learn some things about me, and I feel like it's going to be a productive relationship.
Just grow in the position, especially being new to the position.
Max Ralph.
Grow and try.
Curtis, it's a pretty rare opportunity to be able to play two SEC teams in one season here. What's that like for you? Is there maybe some sort of pride thing, Big Ten versus SEC?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really put extra titles on games. I feel like for me personally, if you need extra motivation for a game, you shouldn't really be playing. Like I don't play for the fans. I don't play for that. I just play because it's me personal. I want to win. Like I'm a competitor. So to me, if you line anybody up, I'm gonna give my all. Like if we were playing Ball State next week, I'm going 100%. So it's definitely credit to the SEC. They're a great conference. I love that. But no matter who we play, they're gonna give 100%.
John Sauber.
Curtis, Jair just said that you could tell right away that Manny is sort of intimidating. Did you get that same kind of vibe from him? I apologize if you've asked. What was your first impression of it?
I don't think I got an intimidating vibe. It was kind of funny because he probably gonna hear this anyway, but I thought he was a little taller. But yeah, it was an experience. I like meet Coach Diaz. He was a cool dude.
Rich Scarcella.
Run gaps.
Hey, Curtis, what specific ways have you improved most in this past year? Where do you think you have the most room to grow?
Learning that and trying to slow that down in your head.
It's a good question. I haven't really looked back and thought about that yet. But I would say improvement, like I said earlier, it was confidence, just being confident in my decisions and getting rid of those mental areas because of that, because I wasn't sure what I was doing.
Yes, yeah, he did.
So that was probably the biggest improvement for me.
I would give you the year, but so long ago I forget.
Obviously, for getting better, I would have to
He
say
played receiver.
tackling. I feel like, anyone could say that they could get better at tackling, but me personally, I feel like I had a good season tackling, but in order for me to be where I want to be as a person, I gotta have a great season tackling. So I felt like that's a big part of me, being able to get more wrapping up, more doing that, with the fundamentals, getting back to the fundamentals and stuff.
So
Go ahead, Rich.
I was real young. So
Curtis, how would you describe your season overall to this point?
A clear answer. You might have to do some research.
Also, secondly, what was your initial reaction when you learned about Coach Pry leaving? Thanks.
So the first question, I thought I had a pretty solid season. I felt like there's a lot of things I could, like you said, there's a lot of things I could work on. It's a lot of things I did well. So at the end of the day, I just gotta watch the film and be honest with myself about that. But the second question with Coach Pry, that was pretty rough for me because like I said, as a recruit, Pry and Spence, they were big parts of my recruitment. They were at my school every week, came to my house, talked to my parents. So, there's a big connection there. But Coach Pry made sure to be as honest as possible with us and talk to us about it. And he told me reach out, talk to him if I have anything to talk about. And we did have a conversation. So I felt like it was rough, but I'm really happy for him. I know he's gonna go down VTech and kill it. So.
Show what we can do.
John Sauber.
You gotta come out with the win.
Curtis, how hard is it when coaches that you're that close with you? And is that something you kind of have to prepare yourself for every offseason?
I wouldn't try to go out of my way to prepare myself for it in the off season, but I know it's a part of the game. Obviously you gotta be excited for people. It's just like when somebody hits the portal to go somewhere and chase their dreams. You can't be mad at them for trying to do what they have to do. You just have to support them as much as you can. And that's how I feel about Coach Pry. Honestly, I was more proud than I was upset because I know what that means for him and his family. So it's a great opportunity for him.
He had a great season.
Audrey Snyder.
play well. So I'm really.
Hey Kurt, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good. I wanted to ask you about your first impression of Manny Diaz. What was it, and what do you like about his defense?
It was like I said a little earlier. It was a good first impression. Like he came, he had a fiery spirit about him. You could tell he loved football. You could tell he knew football, and he's a genius with it. So I just I really like meeting him. He was a cool dude too. So.
Yeah.
Rich Garcella.
Is maturity, carrying yourself the right way.
Curtis, depending on who is playing in the bowl game and who is not, do you feel like you have to take on a greater leadership role, more responsibility in the bowl game?
I would say that, obviously I wanted to improve my leadership role anyway, because that's what I'm gonna have to be for this team next year. But honestly, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to see who steps up, see who makes plays. Even just know, even if we go out there and it's not as good as we think, like we're gonna go out there and play hard. Like Penn State football, that's not leaving Penn State football. We're gonna go out there and play hard.
Samuel Freeman.
Hi, Curtis. Thanks for your time. I apologize if you've already been asked this. With Penn State's decision last season to opt out of the bowl game, this is the first opportunity to play in a bowl game. I was just interested in hearing what that means to you to get that opportunity.
It's pretty much big for me. It's a way to end the season a champion. So me as a competitor, I'm gonna try to do that because that's probably the most important thing is winning. But it's going to be a great experience. You get to go down there, get to have fun with my teammates. A lot of guys didn't get to travel all year. They get to come down and have fun. So I feel like it'll be a good experience.